This is an art attack. This is an art attack. This is Art Attack. Again. Hey, have you ever wanted to see your face in a comic strip? Well, now's your chance. Take an A3 size piece of white paper or thin card and fold it lengthways down the middle like that, then back across on itself in half like that, and then fold that flap down in half like that, turn it over and fold that flap down in half like that. So you have what looks like an M shape, and it stands up like that. And then lay it down flat again and create your comic strip. Now if you lay it down with the creased side on the bottom and then draw a thick black line all the way around your paper like that. Try and keep as close to the edge as you can possibly get. Now don't worry if your line isn't straight, because these wonky lines all add to the comic strip effect. Up there, and then go down 3 creases, 1, 2, 3, like that. And then take a pencil and inside each of these boxes create a comic strip frame. Now your frame should be about 2 centimetres wide all the way round, and I'm just going to do one in each of the boxes here. The reason I'm using pencil is because if I make a mistake I can just rub it out and try it again. Try not to use a ruler for this, because these wobbly lines all add to that zany comic strip effect. Then when you've done your frames, try some comic strip special effects. Things like maybe a speech bubble in there, just like that. Or what about an explosion box in there? Or what about a word box in the top left-hand corner? Again, just putting it in rough. And for the last one, I think we'll do a thinks bubble. And then go over it neatly in black felt tip pen. I'm just going to open it out, and you cut out all those windows there like that, and you end up with something that looks like that. And then turn it over and dab some glue very carefully along the creases. Here it is, down one crease, down the middle crease, like that. You only need a bit of glue for this. And then this is very important. Put some glue down these 2 edge strips, but right on the outside edge of the strips. That's one there, and this one, this other edge strip here. Don't let the glue go into the middle of this strip, otherwise you'll be in a right mess. And don't put any glue along the top edge, and then fold the whole thing over like that. Press it down, leave it overnight with some books on top of it to press it down nicely, and you'll end up with something that looks like that. Look at that. And then just trim some photos to fit in each of the frames, and you could always pop in a photo of yourself, just sliding it all the way down there. After all, you did want to appear in a comic strip. Or you could pop in a photo of your favourite pop star. In it goes. Or what about a family snap? There they are, everyone's favourite family. Not my family though. And what about a picture of your pet? In it goes. And then you can just write some messages in your special effects boxes. What about that? Or maybe, I think I'll do this one in red because it's a loud noise. Wow. Or what about in there? Ah! And as for my pet, well, what would he say? And there it is, your own comic strip photo frame. And you could always do a smaller one using an A4 size piece of paper. Or if you've only got one photograph, just cut out one box. Try it yourself, a comic strip photo frame.
What a lovely rocking horse. Hey, I know another way to make a horse rock. Play it some loud music. Oh.
Have you ever tried drawing a curve or a circle but haven't got a pair of compasses? Well, you could always draw around a plate or even around a cup. But what happens if you want to draw a circle that's a different size from your plate or your cup? What you need is a homemade compass. Take a piece of cardboard and then take a ruler, it can be 6 inches, 12 inches, or even a metre ruler if you've got one, and just draw around it onto the cardboard like that, all the way around. And then when you've done that, cut it out and you'll have something that looks like that. Then mark a point that's 2 centimetres away from one of the edges and just pop a drawing pin into that point like that and press it firmly through. Now, it's a good idea to put the back of a drawing pad or a thick magazine underneath, otherwise your pin will go into your furniture. Then mark a point anywhere on the card, depending on what size you want your circle, and then just place some blue tack, just a little blob of it, underneath the mark and stick another drawing pin just to make a hole like that. Now, I'm not going to leave that in there, just to start the hole, and then pop your pencil firmly into that hole like that. And then just remove the blue tack, which was protecting your paper, pop your pencil back in, and there you have a homemade compass that draws a perfect circle. Now, you could always put different holes into your compass and draw different sized circles. And don't forget, if you put a hole that's quite far away from your pin, you're going to get a bigger circle. Or if you put a hole that's near to your pin, you're going to get a smaller circle. And you could just use your compass for drawing circles and curves, or you could experiment with it and place the pin at different points along the circle and just draw arcs and patterns. Like that, one there, I'll just pop another one in there to show you. There it goes, putting the pencil in, just hold it in place, and across you go. And if you go across the whole of your circle, doing arcs and patterns, when you've finished, it looks like this. And you could always colour it, like this. Try it yourself. A homemade compass.
Oh, that is a very simple but effective idea. You know, I did one and I took hours and hours going round and round and over and over it. Do you want to see it? I wonder if I should have moved the pin.
My name's Daniel, and I had an heart attack in space.
Hello, my name's Stacey. To do my picture, I used white paint for the stars. Then I cut out some planet shapes and put them over the top. Hello, my name is Ross. I've made my space picture by cutting out and sticking on planets which I colour with different shades of paint.
Oh, fantastic pictures. A sort of space attack. Now, if you get this just right, you can create the feeling that your picture is actually travelling through space. What you need is a big piece of black paper and some white poster paint, and I've mixed this in equal parts with some water, so I've just watered it down quite a bit. And to create my galaxy, I'm just dipping in a stiff bristled brush, or you can use an old toothbrush for this, because I'm going to create my planets with the spatter technique. Now, this is great fun to do. It's just a case of charging your brush up and flicking the paint onto your paper with a piece of card, or you can do it with your finger. And it's a good idea just to concentrate the spots in the middle of your picture. And then when you've done your space, just put it to one side to dry and create your planets. And the way to do that is just to draw some circles onto a piece of paper like that, and then brush on some water just across your planet or your moon, and then just liberally dab on some blotches of paint or even stripes of paint. You can do whatever colour you like, and then put that to one side to dry. And when it's dry, it'll look something like that. And when your space is dry, bring that back in. That's just a case of plopping your planets on top of your space. I've got some coloured ones here. As I say, you can use different colours. I just did a grey one for the moon. And it's a good idea to put the smaller ones in the middle of your picture. Again, it helps with that feeling of travelling through space. I think that'll do it. Now, as for the spaceship itself, what about using this stuff? Kitchen foil. After all, it has got a metal surface on it, just like a spaceship. And you can cut a curved strip to go onto the top of your space picture, like that, and a curved strip to go onto the bottom. Now, if you have trouble cutting curves out of tin foil, just draw it on first, maybe using your homemade compass. There it is. And then cut out two very thin strips to go across for the window struts. One there, and one probably there. And when everything is in position, just glue it down, and you'll have something that looks just like this. If you notice here, what I've done is I've actually stuck in some coloured bits of tape there, and I've even put in some detail using permanent marker, just for the controls of the spaceship. Try it yourself, a space attack, and I'll see you next time. Ta-ra!